When you look at a customized environment like this, what do you find most exciting, or what really triggers your motivation?
I like it how like everyone's on different things. So like if I get a topic I know, I don't have to sit in the classroom and listen to them lecture about it that I already know, so I'm just sitting there wasting time. Instead I get to go and just start working on whatever I need to work on, which is super nice, and it shows like a lot of the kids that have a lot of determination to finish. Like as an example, my little brother that's a freshman, he's already in my math class. So he has like that determination to go. So when they get to seniors, they're gonna have more opportunities, and they're gonna be excelling way much like better. So it's really nice.
I think sometimes people perceive that there are going to be some students that are the hares and the other ones are the tortoises, but our experience has been that every student is sometimes a hare and sometimes a tortoise. In your experience with this, have there been times when things you had to just slow down, or you just needed to struggle a little bit to work through it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like my freshman year, for example, everyone was new to this type of stuff. So like a lot of kids didn't get the like trigger to like you need to start doing your homework right now because like it's gonna kick your butt later on. So like a lot of us sat up here in Sam and we just like slept and watched movies. And then when we got to sophomore year, some of us were still on our freshman material. And then we finally realized like we gotta go, guys, we gotta go. And so like personally, like now finally that I'm a junior, I realize that like I gotta use school for school. I can't go sit on my phone and I can't watch movies. I gotta like if you do your time wisely, you probably won't have any homework outside of school because your teachers are here to help you. They're like always helping you, and so you have nothing to worry about if you just do your school stuff in school.
Mm-hmm. When you talked about the teachers helping you, do you see a difference in how you work with teachers or how you even perceive teachers?
Yeah, you kind of have like a closer relationship with them too. And it's like kind of nice because a lot of the people say like, well, your teachers don't even teach you how you learn the material. They're just not lecturing. Like if you have a question, they'll sit up on the board and they'll do it all out for you. And we'll get a mini group going on and everything. So it's super nice. Like they're there to help you, and they help you through all the material if you need it. They're like have 100% there for
Do you
you.
perceive them different in that kind of relationship?
Like what do you mean?
Well, like in the maybe in your earlier years, where the teachers did more lecture and didn't have as much interaction with you.
Yeah, like we are closer, and like sometimes I'm afraid to ask a question, like it's like embarrassing maybe, but now that I've like became comfortable with them, I'm like I can ask them any question, and they help you out, and it doesn't matter what type of question it is. So it's super nice.
Mm-hmm. When you look at students who have really flourished in this environment, we also hear sometimes of students who don't do so well in this environment. Do you see that at all?
Yes and no. Like usually it's kind of the student. Like sometimes there's some kids that like just need more time to work on the learning targets, but then there's some kids that like you can tell they don't really try. And usually in this type of environment, if you try, you will succeed. Like you have all the help here for you, and they're willing to help you if you like are willing to work at it.
So what happens if you do get behind?
Well, so we have SAM time, and then we also have directed
Tell me what
studies.
Sam time is.
SAM time is like in your schedules when you don't have class. This is where you go and do your homework, and you can hang out with your friends, but mostly homework. And so if you're behind in a class, so every 2 weeks we have ACI checks. And if you don't meet your teacher pacing or your own goal, then you get an insufficient, it's called. And so you have to go to the directed studies rooms. So like throughout your schedule, you have different directed studies rooms that you have to go to that's like teacher supervised. And you have to work on your work. You can't talk, can't use your phone, can't listen to music or anything. So it's all just work. And then if you do have all sufficients, then you get to have your time in here. And then if you have 2 insufficients or more, you're mandatory to go to 3 times a week, and you have to go at 7:30 in the morning until 8 and do work, or you have to go after school until 3:30 and do some work.
It sounds like if you keep up, then you have more flexibility with
Yeah.
your own time and
Mhm.
how you use it. Tell me about your parents. Do they understand this environment? It's different than the way they manage. What do they think about it?
At first, it was kind of like different for all of us. We were all kind of frustrated when I got behind, or like, oh, nice job, you're doing really good when I got ahead. And I think they finally like accepted it, and like I think they kind of like it because like me and my brother both are kind of excelling at it. Like we get it, we know how to do our homework, we do it and everything. So I think they kind of like it. And when we have questions, they're there to help us and everything. But yeah, it's good.
Um, how do you get feedback that you're doing okay? What does it look like, or how do the teachers give you the kind of feedback that help you along the way, or do you just only hear at the end if you got it right or not?
Like the feedback. So sometimes they'll write on your worksheets and stuff like, oh, you need to work on this, or they'll come talk to you, or like email you like, hey, can we set up a mod where you come and talk to me? And otherwise, like when we upload our stuff on Schoology, they also can have comments. And so like I know my English teacher, Mr. Heath, he does a really good job. Like after I turn an assignment, he'll write a big like comment to me like, oh, you need to work on this, or you did a really good job on this, nice fluent speaking and everything. So that's really nice. Yeah, they're really good at giving you feedback and stuff.
Are there times that you can bring your interests into what you do in your work, or is it pretty teacher driven?
Like they're really flexible. So like with our learning target, for like our fours, our masteries, if you want to go above and beyond, that's like all your base. So like if you want to make a poster, go ahead and make a poster. If you want to do an essay, go ahead and do an essay. And what's really nice is they decided that you can add more different types. Like if I want to write a paper, it can be for English, but I want to write about social science, it can cover 2 of them. So I can get level 4 for both of them. And they're like really flexible with that. So like I know my freshman year I did a paper and it counted for my English, and then I did it on social science, so that's like an example, and then I got 2 level 4s for 1, which is really nice.
When you do that, if you pursue an interest, you go into depth. Do you find that you feel pressure not to do that because you feel like you have to get through the material, or do you feel there's enough flexibility in time that you can really just stop and pursue something in depth?
There was a lot of flexibility in time. Like the social science, I finished like halfway through the school year, so I had that whole like extra time to do whatever I wanted, and they were really flexible also with that. Like if I went to that class and I didn't have any homework, they let me leave and go to a different class that I was struggling in maybe, and they like really help you, and they just let you go on your own, and it's really nice.
Do you find that as you work through the materials, there are moments when you just say, you know what, this isn't working for me? Do you have the flexibility to just drop that and go do other things and then come back?
Like go to a different class?
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily. Like they usually want you to stay in that class, but if you do have that problem, a lot of times the teachers like, all right, take a break, maybe go back, review some stuff, and they help you through it, and they like maybe write some problems on the board or give you some worksheets to work on. They like help you through it.
So tell me a little bit about scheduling works. So your schedule doesn't necessarily look the same day to day, is that correct?
Every Monday it's the same, every Tuesday it's the same, and then etc. And then it's different throughout the day. Like sometimes I'll have AP Chem for almost 2 hours a day, and then sometimes I'll have it for only 40 minutes a day. So it varies throughout the day, which is super nice because no one likes to sit in a classroom for 2 hours each day, so it's really nice.
And so that flexibility comes with, is it more teacher directed, or is it something that you can decide how much time you spend in each class?
Well, this year I know it is like Mrs. Buchanan, our teacher, supervisor, whatever, she makes them all, and so like we have to follow those. But I know next year they're gonna try a new thing where in TAP every morning you're gonna make your own schedule. So the teacher will be like, all right, you need to come in for this time, so you'll mark that down. And then if you don't have anything, if you're like a senior, maybe you can leave, or maybe you just come the same time.
Okay. So it is looking like you can get more flexible.
Yeah.
If you got to be superintendent of schools, what would you do to make customization even more effective? How would you change school to even go farther?
Well, I know like being a student, what really we kind of struggle on is like when you walk into a classroom and you see all your friends sitting there, you're gonna go sit by them, and sometimes you get like carried away and you stop doing your work. And if like you're not really motivated, you're just gonna sit there and gossip with your friends or something, and you're not really getting anything done. So I try to fix that problem, not necessarily like take away your friends or anything, but try to get like something going where you're all working on the same thing and all doing the same thing. So you can talk, but then you're actually doing your homework as well. So I try to get more like, we do group projects, but kind of more of a group basis type of thing.
For teachers who are thinking about getting into customizing, what would you say What's the reason they should go down this road as opposed to the more traditional?
You get closer with your students, and you're not just sitting there lecturing. Like sometimes, the kids don't really listen when you're lecturing, and they're just messing around or sitting on their phones. And this is a way where you don't have to lecture something if you don't have to, and then the students can just go on. And then if they have a question, then you can answer it. So instead of just lecturing about something that no one cares about or no one's listening, then you can just lecture when you need to.
From your standpoint, people who say, well, why do you even need teachers? And it's like the students are teaching themselves. What is it? What is the role of the teacher in this?
That's what a lot of the people like my volleyball team, they always say I don't know why you go to school, that looks so hard and everything. But they're still there. They're still teaching. They're just not lecturing in the class. So they're still going from student to student, and they always do need help, do you know this, and they're running through the problems with you and trying to help you through it. They are teaching still. They're just not lecturing.
What does it sound like?
No, it's fine. Yeah, it's okay.
You're doing good? Well, is there something I should have asked you that you would love to tell us about this that I need to get from you?
Well, you kind of just asked that. I was going to talk about how a lot of the people around me always I don't know why you have teachers. I don't know why you even go to school and everything. And I just wanted to touch base on they do teach. They do everything that a normal teacher does. It's just in a different type of format, and just a different way. And it's really nice.
Why do you think it's worth it for you as a student? Is it preparing you for the future in a different way than you would in traditional?
Yeah.
What is it that makes it worthwhile?
Well, a lot of people say it's going to get you ready for college. In college, the teachers aren't going to push you and be all right, you need your homework done by this date. It's there or it's not. And that's kind of what ours class type of thing is. It's the teachers aren't there right beside you at all times and is all right, you need to turn this in right now. You need to do this. It's it's on you. You need to learn how to do it. You need to do it yourself.
Well,
Yeah, just so let's say your family decided to go to the school district. Teachers and administration come to Harrisburg, bring you in. It's just a little bit above what would you say to somebody no idea what it is? What would you say?
I'd be saying it's a great opportunity. It's awesome environment. It really pushes kids to the max, and it really shows them takes responsibility in themselves, and it's really beneficial in the long run. A lot of kids might struggle and some might do really well, but in the long run it's really beneficial, and I just tell them exactly what it is and all the good and the bad about it.